It's bang on the hour, so we always promise we'll let people go if they need to. So by all means, slip away if you have to, if you have another meeting to go to. Thank you all very much for coming. Please look out for the follow-up email that we'll send out. Please consider joining us for our first venture into the stateside across the Atlantic on the 29th of March. It'll be 7 p.m. our time. And the next one like this is on the 7th of April at lunchtime at 1 p.m. So, and again, please consider joining us at artsandculturenetwork.com. And thank you all very much. I'm going to linger. We normally linger for about 20 minutes. So if anybody wants to, you're more than welcome, and we'll do a bit of open networking. But for those who have to go, as it's now 2 o'clock, thank you all again, and we'll see you soon.
Well done, Mark. That was a fast one.
It was a fast one. I'm sorry.
Was that actually an hour? Felt like sort of 20 minutes.
I know, that's the feedback we get. You know, I can't believe we've done so much in an hour, but we love it. You know, so it's the spark. You know, you and I, and Rob, for the benefit of others, Rob is on our advisory board, and we've known each other 35 years. You were my first client when I had a web design agency 35 years ago, I think. And yeah,
he built my first website for the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra.
I did, and it was the first website of a symphony orchestra in Europe that was at its own domain, 2 weeks before the London Symphony Orchestra, importantly.
And as you always say, the best £350 I ever spent.
That was a fortune back then.
No VAT.
No VAT. Do please come off mute if you fancy an open chat. Cameron.
Yeah, I'll just say hi, everyone. Yeah, I'd like to just say a huge thank you to Tanya. So yeah, no, I've just had it's just been such a wonderful experience meeting Corey from the Old Royal Naval College. That was an introduction because of Tanya. And we had the best meeting on Friday. It was just such a wonderful experience because I've met somebody who has the same vision as I do in terms of reaching untapped audiences and communities and welcoming people to environments where they may find it a little bit intimidating, but you know, just opening doors to audiences who don't feel that they might be comfortable in such a grand environment such as the Old Royal Naval College. So many different things can, you know, come of this. But thank you very much for Tanya, and also to you, Mark, because I met Tanya at the first ever meeting that I had here. So, you know, thank you.
Our pleasure. It's really great to hear the success stories. Some of you may remember Alex Clovis, who I don't think was able to join us today, but it was the first time he'd ever done anything like this, and he got hired the next day by Love to Visit, which was fantastic. Really good. Hi, Emma, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you all?
Emma and I have worked together before. Emma is an amazing graphic designer. He's going to queue us up for New York, I think, aren't you? You probably need to make sure you speak to Don, by the way.
Yeah, I did. I was in a group with him actually a minute ago. So yep. I talked to the magazine in the US, and they said it's wonderful. They'd love to jump on and just meet everyone there as well and just see how it goes, really. But that could be amazing.
That would be great. And do listen out for also for my spot on Jim's podcast.
You're going to be on it.
Huh?
You're going to be on it.
I'm on Jim's podcast called The Jelly Trumpet, and
the bonus episode.
Pardon?
And we've got a bonus episode.
We have the bonus episode, which is the story of when I was Batman and had to meet Barbie. It's honestly
great story. Yeah, it's a great story.
Jim loves that one. I haven't got time now, but perhaps we'll do a special event. I'll do it at one of our socials, because we are going to plan to do some evenings with a glass of wine and less structured and a bit more freewheeling. So perhaps I'll tell the Batman story then. But if you search Mark Walmsley Batman, you'll find it on a blog post somewhere. It's an embarrassment, but it's a funny story. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. Jim?
I might actually be able to donate as well some art for what was mentioned before to
to Alex.
Alex. Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
So I'll see what I've got left from those pieces. But yeah.
Fantastic. Hannah keeps coming in and dropping out again, I imagine. Did I read somewhere that Elon Musk has turned the internet on above Ukraine?
Yeah, he sent a Starlink above Ukraine because Russia turned their internet off. So then he sent over a Starlink so that Ukraine had internet.
That's
Amazing.
Only he could do that, right? Yeah. So.
How is your connectivity, Hannah, in Ukraine? Internet-wise?
Excuse me. Can I repeat, please, your question?
We were just asking about how connected your internet is and your Wi-Fi support. How is it? Is it okay?
Oh no, it's very bad. It's all time interrupting.
Yeah.
Did you read about Elon Musk?
Yes. I read about it, but I'm not feeling it yet.
Okay, probably yet to turn it on. So. And Don, you and I we normally have a catch up. Don is one of our stalwarts across the Atlantic. There we go, stalwarts. Don is on our advisory board as well, and leading the charge for. We've got quite a few registered for our event. We're describing it as for people who are on the east coast of the Americas, rather than it be a city-based thing, because it's kind of wherever lunchtime is around the world. That's what we're trying to do. So lunchtime on the 29th of March, which is a Tuesday, is I think 7 p.m. here, which is doable. And I think Emma, you've signed up on that one, and that'll be fascinating to see how our arts and culture professional colleagues stateside, do they enjoy doing this kind of thing? I mean, we had Zymina, who's from Washington, who on our showcase event a couple of weeks ago, and I think she kind of runs the arts in Washington DC. That's the impression I got. I'm hoping she'll be joining us for that. And Cameron, I have to give you the shout out. I think you're the only person who's been to every one of these events.
I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a terrific thing, and congratulations for inventing it. It's a brilliant time, and I'm just rueing the fact that in fact I'll be leaving Florida on the 29th of March, so I'll actually be in the air while you're doing your stateside version. So it's a real pity.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, yeah, it's a shame.
We'll record it. But you've been to all the UK focused ones and the European focused ones. I think you were one of only 14 people on the first one we did in the summer of 2020, I think, as a pilot. That's where it started. So that's great.
No, it's great to see it growing, and the kind of the international widening is really, really exciting, and it's just great to hear from people around the world. That's it's very easy. Even
Cameron, please put a link in the chat to the images of your outdoor performance, will you? Because those images were unbelievable.
Technophobe. I wonder if I'm going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I'll try. Keep talking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See if you can dig them out. And Jim, could you post, if you haven't done, could you post a link to the podcast?
Yeah.
Jelly Trumpets. That would be great, because what we do is we kind of tidy up the chat transcript and then we can share it so that if anybody has put contact details in there, they're there, which is great. Alex, could you remind us where you are and something about your work? I'm sorry.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Sorry, so this is like my first time, so I just want to say thank you so much, because I'm super grateful for this space that you've created.
Thank you very much.
It's really cool.
It's great to have a newbie here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna share it, if you don't mind, with a few people in my community who I think will also appreciate. So I host Mind, Body, Spirit events. I have a company called Ascending Tribe, and I do sound frequency therapy. And yeah, so I host online workshops every month, and I host in-person events and ceremonies, and I also have a couple of podcasts. And yeah, that's me. Oh, and I'm from Southeast London as well.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really grateful to be here.
No, that's great to have you here. Thank you. And Tanya, I keep seeing your venue on the telly, right?
Good.
What was the recent one? I think it was the artists, the Romantics on Netflix.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've been, yeah. Bridgerton has been here.
Yeah, and the Romantics.
And the Romantics
on Netflix as well.
Yeah.
They kept walking up the same steps and back down again. So
yeah.
it's great, and it was of course the closing scene of the movie Les Miserables as well. That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the barricades, everything was. Yeah.
Those who don't know, ORNC stands for Old Royal Naval College. Nadia, hello. Where are you joining us from?
Well, I'm in Bracknell at the moment, Bracknell, Berkshire, so 50 kilometers west of London. So I'm unusual because art and culture has been in my blood since childhood. Growing up, mum loved music, different composers, and then I was a total addict of visiting museums and art galleries in my late teens through my 20s. I've got a ton of books on artists and so on, but I followed a very different career because I was saying to some of my lovely colleagues that I met today that my father conditioned me through science. You know, I wanted to study advertising and language, French, and he said, no, do the sciences. And so I studied chemistry, and that took me on a totally different path. And now I'm sort of on my last decades of work. I really want to be branching more into the creative world. I've always loved the creative people, sort of soul group, but sadly, I'm not able to share a lifestyle that you've all probably had. But I've recently, I've been specializing mostly in content strategy, content marketing, very much in commercials. So my career was in the oil industry, ExxonMobil, then Panasonic Electronics, then it was medtech, Medtronic, which was, so I've always been in the number one of the sectors, corporate sectors, so very corporate background. But now I want to really go into writing, script writing. So I'm studying journalism, film script writing. I'm really trying to upskill and get myself in the other side.
That's great. Good for you. Fantastic. I don't know if you were on our last event where we heard about the concept of Shoshan. I think it was Alistair Frost did the TED talk. This concept of Shoshan, which is coming to a subject with a child's mind. I think it's a Buddhist concept.
Very nice. Do you know,
you have the advantage of immersing yourself in our sector and our industry without all of the preconceptions that we've grown up with, perhaps. So that's great. But best of luck to you. And
can I ask one thing? When was this group founded? The network.
The network started on LinkedIn in 2010, and it's now 13,000 members in the LinkedIn group. And last November and a couple of years ago, we did a pilot event, a random speed networking event, and it worked so well. And then the shit hit the fan, obviously. And our first one was back in November, and then we did one in December and January. And this is our November, December. This is our fourth. Yeah, it's people. We're getting some great feedback, and but the key to it is it's only an hour. I know it's really kind of you to stay on a bit longer, but it's only an hour. I don't know if you're like me, but if
that's perfect, though. It really is perfect. I think we live in a bite-sized world today, don't we?
Well,
to be honest,
but it's the hairpin effect, all right? We're at the bend of the hairpin. The conversations follow, the collaboration follows, but it won't happen unless we do this. This is the spark for those things, which is why we wanted it to be just an hour. I don't know about you, but if I get an email saying come to our 4-hour webinar, I'm thinking.
Oh, no. Do you know, I'll just say this as well, and this is something for all of you, that I when I was at the Medtronic, the last company, I went to an event at a almost like an MBA college in Slovenia, Bled. And the founder there, she's fantastic. She actually uses art to embed a lot of the training. So what I see here is so vital to everybody's learnings, actually, and it's the most diverse to enable solutions in every field that you can think of. For me, this is almost the DNA to making things happen in every area of life. So
well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure someone like Steve Jobs would agree. The only reason they had success was he allowed everybody to be creative, right? And, you know, thank you, Nadia. That's great, and good luck with that. Fantastic. Keep us posted. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, everyone. Well, first of all, thank you for organizing this type of events, Mark. This is my first one. I'm a newbie to this, and it's just been wonderful to be able to connect to like-minded people. I wanted also to say that, Nadia, your life story, your career life story is very similar to mine. So I come from a different background. I'm going through a process of career change. I'm a psychologist by background. I used to work for the NHS for quite a few years. Just came back home pre-pandemic. And I did a postgrad in intercultural communication, hoping to be able to get into the field of, the artistic field. And that's why I'm here today, really. So I'm glad that I did that. And now I'm trying to kind of find my feet and to get all those connections going. So, hearing your story, your life story, your career story has really kind of, touched me, and has kind of, give me hope for the future that, one can get those transferable skills into a different kind of area of work. And at the same time, like you said, is kind of to be true to yourself. Like, the kind of person who you are, the kind of things that get you started. And at some point kind of go, making the choice to go through that transition, which is, it's not easy because, we get conditioning and we are very habitual, we are habitual human beings. And it takes a lot of courage, I guess, Nadia. We have our own families and lifestyles and, good salaries. And you have to make that choice, right? So yeah, it's been quite inspirational to hear your story. So thank you for sharing, and also thank you all for taking part on this type of events, and Mark for organizing. It's been very lovely to meet you all. So thank you for that.
Can I just say, Elizabeth and Nadia as well, I'm coming from the perspective of having made the change about 16 years ago, because I actually had a background in marketing and finance for about 15 years, and then I chose to become a full-time artist and then the educator, which I've been doing for the last 16 odd years. So I can just say it has been the best decision ever. So I'm just saying that, yes, absolutely do what you're doing, enjoy every moment of the journey. And I can just say, I highly recommend doing what you're doing. So I'm loving it.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you for sharing.
Great. You three have just provided me with the most amazing case study video here, which is fantastic.
Happy to do that.
That's great. Excellent. Cool. Okay, well, I shall let you go. 20 past. Thank you for joining the after party. Leave them wanting more, as they say. Jim, was that a hand up or a wave?
It was a wave.
Excellent. That's a wave. Hopefully see you all again next time, either on the 29th of March or on the 7th of April. And if you want to help us grow this even quicker and you'd like to support us, have a look at the membership options at artsandculturenetwork.com. Farah, thank you for doing that last night and signing up.
My pleasure. I'm looking forward to exciting things to come.
Great. And Hannah, once again, be safe. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Okay, bye. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Until next time.
Yeah. Bye.
Take care. Stay safe.